Good afternoon. A little bit earlier than I normally put these together. It's 2:35, but the forecast kind of a slam dunk the remainder of today, tonight, and tomorrow in that we're simply not going to see much change. Very chilly weather pattern for this time of the year. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, PDX was 51 degrees. Normal high, 62. And it's just chilly, right? We had snow showers reported this morning in some areas. I'll show you what that radar looked like in just a moment. I did choose to grab one of the sunnier cameras, so there are some sun breaks out there. Here's a little bit of sunshine out in the gorge, Hood River this afternoon from Cathedral Ridge Winery. After seeing morning lows in the 30s, again, I mentioned PDX has at least warmed to 51 degrees. Okay, let's talk a little climate, shall we, or weather reports, if you will. All right, cold weather pattern continuing. Check this out. If you go back to March 1st, March alone, 25 of the 31 days of the month were colder than normal when you averaged out the high and the low, what we call the mean temperature. April, including today, which will finish well below normal, 15 of now 18 days colder than normal. All but 3. Total days, this is going back to March 1st. 40 of 49. If you're taking a test, that's a pretty good score. 82% of the days have been colder than normal. The warmest day still stands at 68 degrees back on March 18th. And I've been doing some looking, and depending on which city you talk about, for Portland, Site Pacific out to the airport, so far, if you go back to March 1, this is the coldest meteorological spring we've had since the 1970s. If you look in Salem, it's the coldest meteorological spring since the 1980s. I think that date is 1982. So just really, really chilly weather. Of course, we had a really wet April a year ago, setting the record for the wettest April all time at almost 5 3/4 of an inch. So far today, we're getting close to 4 inches of rain now if you add on what we're getting so far today. So we'll see if we get up over 5 inches of rain or not, which is a bit unusual for April. We will have done it in back-to-back years if we get up to that total. I mean, it's only the 18th day of the month, so we still have some time. But certainly this is, I think, the number one weather talker, right? Just, oh my goodness, chilly, chilly weather. The pattern has been really consistent. These fronts that have been coming in have all been ushering a cold air chute coming right out of the Gulf of Alaska. And you can see that kind of highlighted right in here, kind of this U-shaped valley or area of just a cold air coming in. And by the way, although in the last half hour, no lightning strikes detected here locally, but we did have this morning, late morning, some lightning down. It was just south of Lincoln City. And then earlier this morning, we had some lightning strikes north of Astoria, one in Tillamook. I have not seen anything inland away from the coast yet, but we're certainly unstable. I mean, just the fact that the air is so cold aloft adds to the instability and also fuels a possibility of us getting some hail. Did you see a snowflake this morning? Mostly, you had to be up in the hills in some elevations. Courtesy of KGW TV, this was their snow rain radar image at 5 o'clock this morning. The green is rain, and the white grayish tones are snow. We did have snow sticking below 1,000 feet this morning, as I thought we might. And at one point, actually this shows it, at 5 o'clock this morning, see the little white-gray color at the bottom of the screen down around Salem? We actually had a truck driver report seeing some snowflakes in the air over I-5 at the Turner exit this morning. That's fairly low elevation, around 200 feet, or not much higher than that, just south of Salem on I-5. It's down toward Willamette Valley Vineyards. We had some snow. This is catching the West Hills. Snow levels are going to be similar again overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So maybe tomorrow morning you see a snow shower mix. Again, my wording is below 1,000 feet. Typically, you're going to have to be up in elevation a little bit to see some of that. Not really reporting any issues with that other than we had snow-covered passes this morning up in the Cascades. So speaking of that, I grabbed these images shortly after 8:30 this morning. So at 8:30, the coast range at 1,400 feet on Highway 26, 34 degrees, a little slushy on the road, but not bad. And you can see the snow setting roadside that had fallen. Up to 1,500 feet in the zigzag area on Highway 26. Now we're headed up to Mount Hood. Little dusting of snow roadside, but no issues. And then Government Camp, Santiam, and Willamette Pass up over the Cascades were all really snow covered. This was Highway 26 at Government Camp, 26 degrees, total snow cover. Now the situation is, once we got toward the noon hour, ODOT had those Cascade Highway passes in good shape down to bare pavement. I think I have that image coming up. No, it's coming up shortly, though. It's coming up shortly. So I mentioned that we could see the same thing overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. I don't think this is a concern. I think it's just a talker. But the Cascade passes will likely be snow-covered and icy again in the morning. I mean, the Coast Range could see 2 to 5 inches. We're talking 5 inches mostly above the highway pass levels. That would be 2,000 feet or above. But certainly, if you're going to be traveling over the Coast Range early in the morning, especially Highway 6 or 26, the 2 highest roadways, you want to check conditions to see if there are any issues. Cascades, 2 to 6 inches seems to be a good relative snow forecast. And that's basically what this is showing for overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Notice the blue colors kind of broken over the Coast Range and the solid blue, the darker colors over the Cascades. This doesn't print out anything measurable on the valley floor up and down I-5. That wasn't the case this morning. Don't expect it to be the case overnight tonight either. Here's what the Mount Hood conditions were this afternoon. I grabbed these at 2 o'clock. Timberline was still chilly, 24, but Meadows was above freezing. Ski-Bowl was 29. Government Camp was sitting right about 32, but again, the highway was fine. So expect slow going in the morning over the Cascades, improving conditions later in the afternoon. All right, snow level forecast. Boy, is this getting boring or tiring to show you every single day. So today we have jumped up to about 2,000 feet this afternoon. Tonight we'll be back down to 1,000 feet or lower. Tomorrow and then in the afternoon back up to 2. Thursday we rise during the day to 4,500 feet, and there is moisture coming in the afternoon on Thursday, so that could be rain at Government Camp, for example. And then Friday up to 6,000 feet, and then Saturday we still go up. So clearly there's a warm air push in here somewhere. The warm air push is Thursday evening overnight, and then we're in the warmer air mass on Friday and Saturday. So the snow level forecast really does a great job of kind of detailing for you the change of the air mass. So here's one of the forecast models that is basically altered and down to our local resolution up at the University of Washington called the MM5. Basically the green shaded colors and even the blue. This is all, the blue is light rain, the green is heavier rain. But just 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, scattered showers, numerous feeding in off the Pacific. Exactly what we've been seeing today. And again, with the air so cold, the possibility of some hail or a rumble of thunder. I mentioned we had the lightning detected at the coast today. All right, so what about air masses? So here we are today. The green is like 5 to 10 degrees colder than normal. There's the low feeding the showers. That's unchanged tomorrow. But Thursday in the afternoon, and I kind of drew a sad warm front. My red line here is a warm front. But see behind the red line, the orange to red colors, that's a new batch of air, much warmer starting to come in. And you can see the green-blue shading still holding Thursday morning, but this warmer air in the afternoon will move that out and transition us into a couple of days of warmer weather. We stay in a fairly warm air mass on Friday. Saturday, you notice the colder air now all the way over into Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. We're feeding off with the orange, so that's a warm morning. There is another shot of some warmer air that comes in late Saturday. And then, unfortunately, after that, there's another front that comes in. You can't really see the air mass now, but there is colder air in the wings that will be coming back for Sunday. All right, so it leads to our 7-day forecast, and here we go. Right about 52 for a high today, give or take. We've already hit 51. Right about 52 tomorrow, same exact day that we had today. A dry start Thursday, but then clouding up quickly if we get any morning sun, and then showers developing in the afternoon. So yesterday I was thinking this was maybe dry until evening, but now it's looking like afternoon showers could come in. So I've lowered the temperature down to 56 degrees. Clouds Thursday overnight, a warm night, 46 in the morning Friday. Could still be some leftover moisture Friday. But if we go dry Friday afternoon, it wouldn't take much sun to get us back up to 60. If we got some sun, we'd certainly hit 60. And then we're dry Friday overnight into Saturday morning. And then that chance of rain still in the forecast for Saturday that we talked about. And right now I'll leave the temperature at 65. Remember, this is that warmer air mass. And then the next cold front comes in on Sunday. But please notice, these cold fronts have been delivering days that were in the low 50s to 53, 54 most. At least the one on Sunday, maybe 57, and the showers behind it, 56. Still chilly, but not quite as cold with the systems coming in next week as the one that we're currently experiencing right now. Pardon me. All right, that's your update. I tell you what, nobody's more excited than me to break out of this system and at least warm up a little bit. And a couple dry days wouldn't hurt. Our April precip total now over 3.60 inches. Normally, April doesn't even give us 3 inches, so we're really healthy there. The water year started this morning at just about 0.8 of an inch above normal. We're just shy of 30 inches total precip going back to October 1. Those are all good numbers. Mount Hood snowpack sitting at about 100% normal, all good numbers. We could use some nice weather. It wouldn't hurt anything. Okay. I'll talk to you soon.